Have you ever finished a 10-hour workday, walking home with an exhausted body, but when you ask yourself what you truly achieved today, the answer is empty? We are living in an era where being constantly busy is worshipped like a badge of honor, but in reality, it may be the most dangerous trap. This is the paradox of the modern worker, running as fast as possible just to stay in the same place while the world moves on without us. Your day is bombarded by notifications, emails, and messages that demand your immediate attention, pulling you away from the work that actually matters to your future. We mistake these urgent pings for important tasks, allowing our focus to be fragmented into 1,000 pieces before we even have a chance to start working. Time slips through our fingers like sand, and despite our best efforts to catch it, the clock continues its relentless march toward the end of the day. You look at your to-do list and realize that while you were busy all day, not a single meaningful task has been completed or even moved forward. We call this state virtual busyness, a hollow imitation of productivity that consumes our energy without providing any tangible results or personal growth in return at all. When this illusion shatters, we are left with nothing but fatigue and the realization that we have been running in circles for far too long now. We wear our exhaustion as a trophy, telling everyone how busy we are to feel important, yet deep down, we know something is fundamentally wrong here. To escape this cycle, we must first understand the difference between moving and actually getting somewhere, between the noise of activity and the signal of progress. Movement and progress are not the same thing. One is just a change in position, while the other is a deliberate step toward a specific goal. You can spend your entire life moving without ever leaving your front door. Activity is often just a sophisticated way of staying exactly where you are. A rocking horse moves constantly, but it never travels a single inch. Many of us manage our careers and lives with the same futile, repetitive energy. We often find ourselves cleaning our desks or organizing files instead of tackling the difficult project that actually requires our creative energy and deep, focused thought. Replying to unimportant emails feels like work, but it is often just a form of productive procrastination that keeps us away from our most significant challenges. We choose these low-stakes tasks because they are safe. They give us the feeling of being productive without the risk of failure or the pain of effort. Our days are filled with pebbles, leaving no room for the boulders. We prioritize the trivial because the essential feels too heavy and intimidating to move. This is a survival mechanism of the brain. It seeks the path of least resistance to avoid the discomfort of complex problem solving and deep cognitive strain. By choosing the easy path, we soothe our ego, convincing ourselves that we are working hard while we are actually hiding from our true potential and purpose. Every small, unnecessary task you say yes to is a silent no to the great work you were meant to do with your limited time on Earth. True productivity is not about doing more things. It is about doing the right things. It is about the quality of your impact, not the quantity. Once you stop the meaningless movement, you can finally begin to see the path of true progress that has been waiting for you all along this time. It is time to stop being a busy person and start being an effective one. It is time to align your actions with your deepest longings. Why are we addicted to this? Because every time we check a notification or clear an email, our brain rewards us with a small hit of dopamine. This chemical loop creates a false sense of accomplishment. We feel productive because we are busy, even if that busyness is leading us absolutely nowhere meaningful. We fear the void. In a world that never stops, silence and stillness feel like a threat to our identity and our sense of belonging in society. If we aren't doing something, we feel useless. We use busyness as a shield to protect us from the uncomfortable questions that arise in the quiet moments. The mask of busyness allows us to hide from ourselves. As long as the schedule is full, we don't have to face the emptiness of our direction. We schedule our lives to the minute to avoid the terrifying possibility of having to think about who we really are and what we truly want. This addiction to activity is a slow poison. It keeps us in a state of constant high alert, draining our mental reserves until there is nothing left. It is an itch we cannot help but scratch. We have become slaves to the ping, losing our sovereignty over our own attention and our own lives. The dopamine of done is deceptive. Checking off 20 easy tasks gives a greater rush than working on one hard task that actually changes your life. We have lost the art of being. We have traded our peace of mind for the shallow thrill of being constantly occupied by the world's demands. Breaking this addiction requires us to face the silence. It requires us to admit that much of what we do is just a form of escape. Only when we stop running can we start walking toward a destination that actually matters. Only in the stillness can we find our true north again. The secret to escaping the trap is the 80-20 rule. It states that 20% of your efforts produce 80% of your most valuable results. Most of what you do every day is noise. Your job is to find the signal, the few vital actions that move the needle in your career. Think of your life as a jar. If you fill it with sand first, there will be no room for the big stones that truly define you. The big stones are your health, your family, and your life's work. The sand represents the emails, the meetings, and the endless chores of the day. You must be ruthless with your priorities. If you don't schedule your big stones first, the world will gladly fill your jar with its own sand. Ask yourself every morning, if I could only do one thing today to feel proud of myself, what would that one thing be right now? Focus is about elimination, not addition. It is about cutting away the 80% of activities that give you almost nothing in return for your energy. We must learn to say no to the good so we can say yes to the great. Every yes to a distraction is a no to excellence. Time management is a lie. You can only manage your energy and your attention. Direct them toward the few things that have the power to transform. Your life is the statue, and your time is the marble. Stop trying to keep every piece of stone. Start carving away what doesn't belong there. Identify your big rocks and defend them with your life. They are the only things that will matter when you look back on your journey later. Productivity is not about being a machine. It is about being a gardener who knows which weeds to pull and which flowers to water every day. When you focus on the 20%, you don't just get more done, you get the right things done, and you finally start moving toward the light. The most powerful tool for productivity is a two-letter word: no. It is the guardian of your time and the protector of your mental health. True productivity looks lazy to the outside observer. It involves long periods of thinking, reflecting, and choosing the perfect moment to act with total precision. We need silence to hear our own brilliance. If your life is constant noise, you will never hear the ideas that could change everything for you. Disconnecting is not a luxury. It is a necessity for a high-functioning mind. Your brain needs the void to recharge its creative and analytical power. Focus on one tree instead of planting 1,000 seeds you never water. Mastery comes from depth, not from a shallow spread of your limited attention. Every time you say no to a low-value meeting, you are saying yes to your own growth and your own peace. Don't fear social debt. Stillness is the ultimate competitive advantage in a world that can't stop moving. It allows you to see the world as it truly is now. Spend more time thinking about what to do than actually doing it. Sharp tools cut faster, and a sharp mind plans with much greater efficiency. Action is easy. Right action is hard. Use your stillness to find the right direction, then move with the force of 1,000 suns toward it. Don't be afraid to do nothing. It is in the gaps between the doing that the most profound insights and breakthroughs are born and nurtured. Protect your nights. Protect your mornings. These are the sacred times when you can be alone with your soul and your highest, most ambitious dreams. Saying no is an act of self-love. It is the declaration that your life is too valuable to be wasted on things that do not matter. My friend, it is time to step down. Step off the wheel that is going nowhere and feel the solid ground beneath your tired, aching feet. Busyness is not a skill. It is a symptom of a life without direction. It is a sign that you have forgotten who is in charge. Today is a new beginning. You can choose to live with intention, to move with purpose, and to value your own time above all other things. Stop reacting and start creating. The world will always try to pull you into its chaos, but you have the power to stay perfectly centered. Take a deep breath. Feel the space around you. You are not a machine designed to process tasks. You are a human being designed for meaning. Remember the core values: priority, focus, and true value. Let these be the stars that guide you through the fog of your daily busy life. Clear the clutter. Delete the unnecessary. Make room for the magic to happen by being brave enough to leave some white space in your schedule. Your life is happening right now, not in your inbox. Don't miss the beauty of the present because you were too busy worrying about the future. True success feels calm. It feels steady. It is the quiet satisfaction of knowing you spent your day on something that actually matters to the world. When you look back, you won't remember the emails you sent. You will remember the big stones you moved and the lives you touched with your work. One focused action is worth 1,000 distracted ones. Be the drop that creates a meaningful ripple in the ocean of this very busy world. Go forth with purpose. Choose your one thing today and do it with all your heart. The trap is open. You are finally free to leave. Thank you for listening. We hope you find the peace and the productivity you deserve. May your journey be filled with clarity and deep, lasting joy. Now, take one more deep breath, turn off your screen, and go do the most important thing you have been waiting to do for so long.